we can jump in. So thank you guys so much for being on tonight. I know we will probably provide this link to everybody that's recording, so I wanted to make sure that I pressed record. But welcome to our coaching webinar. Kirby and I are so excited to share with you guys tonight, and just a little bit about coaching, what it's meant to us, our story. We're going to keep this like pretty short and sweet tonight. We probably both could be long-winded if we let ourselves, just because we're so passionate about coaching and like what we do. But we want to honor your time and make sure that, this is just short and sweet. And if there's any questions that you have at the end, we will go into questions. So we'll both share our stories, kind of talk a little bit about coaching, and then we'll just do like a Q&A. So first off, I will introduce myself and share a little bit about my story. So my name is Caroline Foster, and I am a wife of 7 years, a mama. I've got 2 little ones. So I've got a little girl that's almost 4 and then a little boy who is almost 1, which is crazy because I feel like I just had him. But we live right outside of Nashville, Tennessee. So we live in a town called Murfreesboro. I have been a coach for 6.5 years. I became a coach about 6 months into marriage. Brian and I had just gotten married. We were sitting down one day and we were just kind of talking about like what my dream job was. I had been working in corporate America at that point for about 4 years. Hey, Katie. Let's see, I had been working in corporate America at that point for about 4 years. And so I loved my job. So before I worked for Red Bull Energy Drink, and I managed all of their collegiate marketing and sampling program in Middle and East Tennessee. And so it was a great job, a great company. Like, I cannot say more amazing things about them, but I knew that it wasn't where I wanted to be long-term. And so we were just sitting down one night, we were kind of dreaming and talking, and for me, my dream had always been to be home with our kids whenever we had a family. And to be able to possibly do something in fitness was just honestly like a dream. Like, I had always seen myself being like the girl who taught like group fitness classes at night after their husband came home from work. Like, I don't know why. I just thought that would be so fun to teach classes a couple nights a week. So one night we're at dinner and we're kind of talking about like, what's my dream job? I had seen this girl who was on Instagram and her name was Michelle Myers. And I saw her like working out every day in her bonus room, and literally there was toys everywhere. So if you ever feel like your life needs to look perfect, like, I was attracted to her and her messy life and everything that was happening, because like she was just so grounded in the word, and she talked a lot about serving women in health and fitness, and she talked about her team, and she talked about all these things she was doing. And I was so intrigued by her because I saw her life at that point. She had 2 littles, and I was like, that's where I'm going to be in a few years. And so we had just gotten married. We're still in this newlywed phase, but I saw my life in hers, and I saw where she was, and I was like, that's where I want to be. And I saw the flexibility she had to be home with her kids whenever she wanted, to be able to do things with them, and I wanted that. And so I'm telling Brian about this lady who I don't even know over dinner, and I'm like, she just, whatever it is she's doing, that's what I want to do. And he's like, well, do you even know what she does? So I was like, not really. He's like, well, why don't you reach out to her and see if she has time to set up a call and chat? And so I'm like, no, I can't. She's Instagram famous. And he's like, Caroline, the worst she can say is no, and you're back to where you started right now. And I'm like, man, that's a good point. So I went home and I sent her an Instagram message, and I was literally just like, hey, I would really just love to pick your brain about what you do. I had no idea she was a Beachbody coach. Like, I had heard of Beachbody before. My mom did Turbo Fire. My dad did P90X. Like, I remember seeing a bag of Shakeology. I think it was like one of the OG bags of Shakeology in our closet. And my dad was like, I don't know, I just got it for free when I bought P90X. And so I remember seeing that in the closet. But like, other than that, that's all I knew of Beachbody. And so I get on the phone with her, and I literally knew nothing about Beachbody, but I was like, sign me up, I'm in. And I just wanted her as my mentor. Like, I just could see Jesus oozing out of her. And I was just like, I just want this woman to like be my mentor and pour into me. And so I signed up as a coach. I was also attracted to the fact that at the time they had Les Mills Body Pump as one of their programs that they distributed, Beachbody did. and I was like a Les Mills junkie. So I signed up with Les Mills Body Pump and got started. And soon after that, T25 was like one of my first real programs that I did with Beachbody. But yeah, I just kind of jumped in, and like I said, I was very anti-network marketing. I don't think I would have ever jumped into this had the opportunity not. It was almost more about Michelle than it was about Beachbody, to be honest with you, like off the bat. But obviously once I got into it and realized how amazing this company was, I was like, sold. But for me, I had always been on people's target list. So like, skincare companies or makeup companies, none of those things are bad. Like I think a lot of them are amazing, and I've used tons of their products, but I'm not passionate about that. Like I can't get fired up about makeup. Like that's just not something I'm like, woohoo, makeup. Like most days I don't even wear makeup. So, for me, I felt like I was always on people's list, and I felt like I was always like, getting messages and getting invited to parties. Cause at the time that's what was really cool, is everybody had parties. But for me, it was like the time that I went and sought it out because I saw someone living it out. I saw someone doing business the right way. And I wanted to be under someone and be mentored by someone that was doing business the right way. And so I love the fact that she didn't chase after me when I started following her. I love the fact that she just simply sent me a thank you message instead of hounding me about being in her group or joining her. And so I jumped in, and here I am now. So in February of this year, I left my full-time job, and I'm a full-time Beachbody coach. Not because my husband's balling, but because Beachbody has literally, I've doubled my full-time income that I was making, or almost tripled my full-time income that I was making in my corporate America job as a coach, which is kind of mind-boggling to say because, Red Bull, like I said, is an amazing company. But it's just crazy. I would have never dreamed that coaching would have brought us to where we are now. And honestly, it's not about the money. It's really not. Obviously that's a means for me to be able to stay home with my kids. For me, it really has always been about like serving people. And at first that serving people was 100% my challengers. And now like my biggest passion is definitely my coaches. And so that's my story. Sorry, that was really long-winded. It probably touched on a million little things in there. But I'll also say this really quick, because I kind of jumped right into coaching. Kind of like with Fit for His Glory, my passion and my heart has always been, I didn't get into fitness until I was in college. Throughout high school, I was in theater. I didn't play sports. In college, I just had a goal of I didn't want to gain the freshman 15. And so I started out working out at Curves. If any of you know of Curves, my grandmother was like, maybe you should come to Curves with me. And so I started working out there. I loved the community of women. And so I kind of graduated from Curves. I lost 15 pounds when I was working out at Curves and like did their meal plan. I was in it, y'all. And I was like, this is so amazing. This is so fun. And graduated from Curves, started working out with one of my roommates because she was a personal trainer. I started working out with her at the rec center, and then graduated from that and got really into, I told you guys earlier, Les Mills and Body Pump and Body Attack. But my life like revolved around getting to the gym, and I became very obsessed with it. And so Beachbody gave me a lot of freedom. And because, all of a sudden it wasn't like I have to get to the class at 9 a.m. and really get there an hour early because you had to save your spot. I was able to do it from home in my living room or in my kitchen at the time because we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. And so for me, like God just broke so many chains because I went through seasons of not caring at all, like literally not caring at all. And my health really, like I needed to be in a healthier place, especially like my senior year of high school, to becoming obsessed with it. And then to really God just like breaking chains and walls. Some tools that were amazing for me was Made to Crave and the Daniel Plan, like those books at the time, like I walked through studies through those, and God just like broke so many chains for me. And that's when I became really passionate about health and fitness. And that's when things with Michelle kind of opened up. And so that's when how I got here where I am today. So that's a little bit about my story, and I'll throw it over to Kirby.
Okay, can you hear me? I'm good? Okay. I have like a fan going so the kids don't wake up while I'm talking. So hopefully it's not too loud. But I'm Kirby and I'm originally from California. My family and I just moved a couple months ago down to Southwest Georgia, which is where we live now. So I'm a wife, a coach's wife. My husband coaches college football. That's why we moved down here. That's what we moved down here for, except our season is canceled, which stinks. But and I'm also a mom, and I have a 3-year-old daughter. She'll be 4 next month, and also a 1-year-old daughter. And I am gonna share a little bit about my coaching journey, and I just want to be like really straight up with you because I think honesty is the best way to go about things and just be really kind of transparent with you. I've been a coach with Beachbody for 1 year. So I'm kind of celebrating my coach anniversary, which is fun. But before that, I was actually with a different company. I kind of built a business with something else for 5 years and I loved it. I loved the products. I loved everything about it. But I even fell in love with like the network marketing opportunity just because I'm so passionate about, anybody having the opportunity, as a former athlete myself, taking something and being able to grow it because you work hard, not because somebody else tells you you get a promotion, but you get to kind of take the ball and run with it. So I fell in love with the opportunity with actually a different company. And then last summer, we got like the sudden news that that company was restructuring, and it was like really devastating because, I had spent so much time building something that just kind of crumbled. And basically, I lost most of my income. I lost my job. It was really embarrassing. Um, I feel like I lost a lot of trust, with people. Um, and at that time, I was like, I'm never doing anything like that again. So that's the first thing that can be like, wow, God is really at work here because here I am doing something else. But at that time, I'm super passionate about fitness, about nutrition, about serving women. And so I really felt called to continue to do that. Like I didn't want to just hang up my cleats, so to say, and be like, okay, I'm done with that. And so I was really just like praying, okay, like, Lord, lead me to where I'm supposed to go next. And I had looked into honestly a bunch of different things. Like Caroline said, I ordered like a starter set with essential oils because again, I was like, that's in the health realm. I'd never want to share something and be fake about it. Like I really try to share things that I genuinely love. And so I tried out a couple of other things just to kind of see what it was like, if it would be a good fit. But I'm just gonna be straight up with you, same as Caroline. Like I love supporting my friends who sell oils and makeup and shampoo. Like I love to support other women in business, but I just don't love it enough to be passionate enough to like make it my business, if that makes sense. But I really just kept I just kept landing on health and fitness. That's just what I love. I'm a former athlete. I played volleyball in college. And it's just my thing. Like I could talk about it all day. I could do it all day. I just absolutely love it. I remember when I was in college, I really started to get into just more healthy things. I was always into fitness as an athlete, but I remember like making healthy recipes like one summer of college and being like, it would be really cool if this is my job. Like I could make healthy things and like share them online. Like it'd be really cool if I had like a blog or something like that. So it's just cool to see, um, how far I've come or where God has brought me. But anyways, during that time, I was like, okay, well, maybe I could go back to school and get like a nutrition degree. Maybe I could, get a personal training, which none of those things are bad. But where I am in my season of life, I'm a mom with 2 young kids and we're also on a debt-free journey. So it just doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense for me to go spend $70,000 on another degree. And a lot of other things. I thought about starting my own, fitness business on my own, coming up with my own programs and sharing them like on an app. And again, it was just all so expensive. And I had been following Caroline for a while on Instagram. I felt like we were best friends just because we have a lot in common. I really loved, I had no idea that she was a Beachbody coach for the longest time. Like I would be like what does she even do? Like, I don't know. But I just really loved the way that she did business God's way. Like she was really honoring, she honored her time. She honored the Sabbath. Like she just really loved to help and serve women. And then she more used like Beachbody as the vehicle and that provides the tools to be able to help them. And so also at that time last summer, I was a new mom of two. I was struggling getting to the gym. It was like a 20-minute drive. Honestly, coming from a past where I've too been obsessed with fitness, I felt like my day was revolving around when I could go to the gym with my kids. And I was like, I don't want to go back there. And so I was like, maybe I'll give home workouts a try. I honestly never thought I'd be a home workout person because I've always been part of a team. I've always been an athlete, like sports. But I was attracted to the community. I love that this isn't just home workouts. Like it truly is a community. So it was a really good fit for me at the time. They were coming out with a test program last summer. It sounded right up my alley, 20 to 30-minute workouts, a variety of moves. And so I chatted with Caroline. I kind of hopped on something similar to this to get some information, and I just signed up as a coach and did the program, kind of just went all in sharing my journey. It has taken me a while to kind of open up about what I am doing. I just wanted to be sensitive and kind of give it time to transition from, my past and stuff like that. But I absolutely love it. I am so thankful for this opportunity because not everybody wants to be a stay-at-home mom, but I do. And at the same time, I love to work and I love to help women. I love fitness. And so I love that I can do both. Like I love that I can mom and take my kids to my friend's house today for a play date. And then while they're napping, I can hop on and, encourage some women, or when they're asleep right now at night, I can be talking to you all and just kind of weave this business into my day. And yeah, I was, I guess my vision, one thing that I love, again, sorry, I'm being a little long-winded, but about Caroline is she has really kind of helped me and encouraged me to build a brand, not a business. And so I really love that because she has helped me with that mindset. Like I'm building my own brand, and then using these programs and products as kind of the tool, and spending a whole lot less money than I would have if I tried to do something else or tried to just do it on my own or come up with it on my own. So yeah, my vision is to help women, be set free in their health and fitness. And that comes through, practical tools like home workouts and nutrition, but also just with the community and encouraging each other to stay rooted in the word, because that's where, ultimate freedom comes from. And there's a couple different scriptures that talk about where Jesus says the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. And I really do feel like this is kingdom work. And, we are the workers and the harvest is plentiful. There's so many women out there that need that freedom that, we can offer with, marrying faith and fitness together. But I'm only one person. Caroline is only one person. We are the workers. The harvest is plentiful. And then Jesus tells his disciples, we need to ask the Lord of the harvest to send more workers. And so that is our prayer, that God would send more workers to help us and partner with us in this mission and lock arms to truly help and serve more women. Because one thing that's special about what we do is we really care about every single person that God brings our way to serve. And so, we only have so much time in the day to pour into individual people, but together we can help more people. We truly are better together. So that's a little bit about my journey and just my heart and kind of my vision, and just my prayer that God would bring women that we could do this together and serve more women together.
I love that, Kirby. And I think that's so true. I always say an incredible book to read, actually, if you do go into coaching, is the book, The Compound Effect. But, it's sometimes I think we think, oh, I have to be helping hundreds of people a year or a month to be successful at coaching. But really, we tell our new coaches, like, you can build a really successful business just helping 3 people a month, like 3 new people every single month. And if you think about it, like, that's really not that many people. Like, think about how many people you come in contact with every single day who could probably benefit from moving their body more and, fueling their body more. And right now, I mean, there's not many companies and I almost feel bad saying this, but it is true. There's not many companies right now that are thriving in what our country is currently going through, our world is currently going through. But with Beachbody, like, our company has been up 300 to 400% because every single person, well, maybe not every single person, but most people are still not comfortable going to gyms. I know even here in our town where we live, you know, people are going to gyms, but they have to wear a mask. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I cannot work out with a mask on. And yeah. And, you know, most of the women, I know for me specifically and Kirby specifically, most of the women we work with are moms. Now, not all the women, but a lot of the women we work with, well, they're not comfortable taking their kids with them to the gym because, you know, there's probably not even childcare. And if there is, you know, they're just not comfortable with it. And so right now, honestly, now is such an incredible time to become a coach because really everybody is an opportunity, even people who do already love fitness. I've had so many women who they love other things and they may go back to those things after all of this, you know, whatever happens. But that's okay. Like, to be able to help them and serve them during this. I mean, right now more than ever, like, depression and anxiety are at an all-time high. And obviously we know that getting in the word, I mean, at the end of the day, God is our answer. But moving our bodies and getting exercise in, especially as we head into the winter months, is so important for our mental health as well. And so if we're not able to go to gyms, we're really not able to go anywhere, like, getting women plugged into these tools, like, is going to help them thrive in a season that is probably going to feel really, really hard. And really exhausting mentally and physically. So, you know, I just think now more than ever is such an incredible opportunity and time to sign up as a coach and launch this business. You know, I know when I started, like, I didn't have a background in fitness. Kirby had a background in fitness. And I think that's the beauty of coaching, is that all of us are in different places. One thing I hear a lot from people is, well, you know, I don't have a background in fitness. I'm not a personal trainer. That's okay. I hear from other people, you know, well, I'm not where I want to be physically. Like, I haven't lost all the baby weight, or, you know, I'm not perfectly fit. That's okay. You know, I actually think that people prefer to be coached by people who have been in the journey with them. And so it's not necessarily about having it all together or having six-pack abs. Guys, I'm never going to have a six-pack abs. Like, I've never had that, and I'm probably never going to have it, especially after having kids. I like to, you know, have a little freedom in my diet. But you know, I can lean back and help the person who's one step behind me or two steps behind me, you know, helping a mama who's going through her postpartum journey, because guess what? I've just gone through my first year of it. And so being able just to lean back and help someone who's one step behind you, even if you're only on day 10 of your fitness journey, you can still step back and help someone who's on day 1. There's always going to be someone who's one step behind you, or that person who, you know, is watching infomercials at night and eating pizza on their couch, like, helping them get off the couch and start moving. Like, there are so many people who need help, who need tools. And like Kirby said, the incredible thing about what we do as coaches is that, you know, we have programs for everybody. We have programs for people who just want to do some country line dancing, because that's a good place to start. Or we've got programs for people who love to dance. We've got programs for people who love to lift heavy. We've got programs for women who love, you know, things like bar and yoga and Pilates. And like, we come out with 4 new programs every single year. Before I did Beachbody, I didn't really get into all this because my story could last for like an hour if I let it. But Brian and I had started a company before this. It had nothing to do with fitness, but it required a lot of innovation and a lot of money. And we spent so much of our time. We would stay up super late every night and just brainstorm ideas. And we literally had like brainstorming retreats where we would just like go stay at a cabin and brainstorm ideas for the next few months around what we were going to do. What we get to do as coaches is the fun part. Like, Beachbody takes care of all that. Like, they innovate these programs. They find these incredible trainers who are brilliant and know what they're doing and build these incredible programs. And then we get to go do the fun part of marketing them and serving the women and helping the women get results. One thing that sets Beachbody apart is that our relationship with our customer doesn't end when they make the sale. That's when our relationship begins. So instead of just selling something and being one and done, we sell something and we start our job. We start our job getting them the results that they wanted to get with that program. And so I could go on and on about all the incredible things about being a coach. But that to me has always been one of the coolest things, that I literally get to do the fun part of helping people get the results. And that to me is such an honor. So now I'm going to dive into really quickly just a little bit about our team and kind of what makes us different. And then we'll kind of wrap up with next steps and then do some Q&A. And we can go back and forth with the Q&A, Kirby, if anybody has questions. Okay, so let's talk about really quickly about our team. So when I became a coach 6.5 years, I can't talk here, 6.5 years ago, my coach has been extremely successful in the business. She doesn't really work the business as much anymore. She's more focused on her ministry that she has called She Works His Way. But at the time, she had been a coach for about 5 years, had been extremely successful in the business. And so I was able to really learn from her that first year or so before she really started to pour into her ministry more. And so, for me though, coming into this, I kind of came in on the back end of her becoming a coach. And so she'd already seen so much success and I was able to learn so much from her, but I really had to figure things out myself. And so I taught myself everything I know about coaching for the most part. I wasn't in a Diamond Push group. I wasn't in, some kind of training group. I watched a few videos, like 3 videos, and they were pretty old even at the time. And that was about it. And so for me, I just I binge watched YouTube videos. I was like, I want to learn from everybody about what I can do. And so coming into coaching, one of the things, especially as our team started to grow, that Brian and I were really, really passionate about is making sure that our team had so many tools. I never want someone to quit coaching and leave us and say, I wasn't successful because Caroline didn't give me the tools. I want them to, if it doesn't work out and coaching isn't something that they end up seeing success in or wanting to do long term, I wanted the ball to always be in their court. I wanted them to always be able to have the tools that they needed. And so with that, we have created so many things. We have a full Google Drive that has every single program that we've launched pretty much since I became a coach, with a folder full of promo material, challenge group material, anything and everything you can think of. Every month we have content that you can use in an ongoing group or a virtual gym. We have big launch materials around every new program that we come out with. And all of this stuff is specific to our team for the most part. Some of it's been purchased from a graphic designer who helps put some things together, but all of it is specific for our team. And now with our new product launches, we're even doing ones that are just for our team. And so we're always trying to think about how can we give our team tools. We've created tools for planning out Instagram story posts. We've created tools for planning out content on your challenge group or in your Instagram feed. And so we've put together so many tools. Brian and I even created an Instagram training called Maximize Instagram. And it's typically $50, but we give it to all of our coaches for free. So that's also on the Google Drive. We also have a team page with over 300 ladies and men, and we have weekly team calls. So we have, some of them are trainings, some of them are masterminds, but every Monday night we have a team call. We have, let's see what else, action hours throughout the week, where we hop on together. Different leaders from our team lead those, and we kind of jump into our business, put our phones on airplane mode, and do some of the things in the business, the nitty gritty stuff. And we also have morning workouts. So every morning we have a Zoom link where you can hop on and we all are working out. Some women are on there kind of working their business or doing their Bible study. But these are all things that we provide to our coaches because we try to make this business duplicatable. We don't want you to go and be a Caroline robot or a Kirby robot. We don't want you to go and do this business just like we've done it necessarily. We want you to be you in that. but we want you to have the tools to make it as easy as possible, to where it's like, hey, yeah, I want to run this free 3-day group. Let me get this from Caroline, the tools that she used for her free group. I'll put my, Katie spin on it, and make it work for me and my people. But it gives you a starting point, because the number one thing that I know is that the biggest obstacle when it comes to coaching is content creation. Like, we have so many amazing tools, but not everybody has stuff like that. Not everybody provides things like that for their coaches, content for groups, and promo stuff and all of those sorts of things. And so it really is like a massive blessing that we have that stuff. And it's something that I'm really passionate about, like I said, because I always want to go over and above on serving my team. And I'm at the point where I can't necessarily get on a one-on-one call with people every single week, but I can be, providing tools and setting aside times that I can set up calls and that kind of thing. Obviously, each of us as coaches still does things a little bit different. And I think that's the beauty of coaching. There's things in the business that Kirby's super passionate about, and there's things in the business that I'm super passionate about. But the beauty of it is that we all come together and we bring our different strengths. And that's what makes the community so amazing. She'll text me ideas sometimes and I'm like, that's such a great idea. And she's so great at follow through. I'm great at ideas, not always great at follow through. So, those are things where we can all like kind of sharpen one another and make each other better. And so I love that. So that's a little bit about our team and kind of how we do things. That's just kind of lightly touching on things. Obviously, there's probably a way more we could go into, but it's already 8:38 and I was going to try to keep this 30 minutes. So there we go. But let's talk next steps really quick, and then we'll jump into some Q&A and see if anybody has any questions. So as far as next steps go, if you're on here and you're like, okay, I really think I'm interested in coaching, I think I want to do this thing, what would be the next step? So there's a couple of different options. Number one, you could sign up as a challenger and a coach at the same time if you wanted to. We have something called a challenge pack, which is basically comes with a year of Beachbody On Demand, a month supply of either Shakeology or the Performance line, both of our nutrition programs, and our brand new program, MBF. You go ahead and get that early unlock to it, as well as the bod ropes in the portion containers. So all of that is $160. That's a one-time fee for an entire year of Beachbody On Demand. You could also become a coach for free by purchasing that challenge pack. Now, if you're already a challenger and you're listening to this call and you're like, well, I'm in the challenge group, I'm loving it, and now I want to become a coach. Since you've already purchased a challenge pack, you can actually go ahead and sign up as a coach for free. So basically, your upline would just create a share cart for you to become a coach. You would pay that $39, which is the sign-up fee, and then fill out a reimbursement form. So within 2 to 3 days, you would have the money put back into your account. Another thing is if you are a spouse of active military or you're active military yourself, you can actually become a coach for free. So you will get that entire $40 or $39. I think it's like $39.99, but it like comes out to be $40. You'll get that completely waived, as well as the $15 a month fee. So once you become a coach, you do pay $15 a month to be a coach. That basically pays for your website and the share cart and all the different tools that we have. So at Beachbody, instead of saying you have to buy all this stuff and keep it in your closet, we just provide you with a website where you can create shopping carts for people and send them links to check out. So you don't have to take care of shipping or anything. Like, they go there, they check out, and everything's just put into your account. And so you pay $15 a month. If you're active military, like I said, or spouse of active military or veteran, that $15 a month is also waived. So we're talking like you're literally a coach for free, which is pretty amazing. And I'm not even military, but I just think that's incredible that we work for a company that does that. And then as a coach, you will get 25% off of all of the products. So every month, whatever you buy, you get 25% off of. And then the last thing I do want to make sure to mention as well is we do have a requirement of $50 a month minimum. You either buy or sell. So if you have a month where, you sell a couple challenge packs, and maybe you're not, you kind of need, you've got a lot of product on hand and you don't need anything, you don't have to spend anything. But if you're new and you haven't sold anything yet, then you have to make sure that you're buying at least $50 worth a month. That for me was never a big deal, just because, you know, it is really important that you're a product of the product. If you're going to talk about Shakeology, or if you're going to talk about the performance line, you should be using those products. Like, again, I think it goes back to that genuineness that Kirby was talking about, and like living it out. And so we don't expect for you to buy everything. We don't expect for you to love everything. That's okay. Like, if you don't love everything Beachbody has, totally fine. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of programs that I'm not like, I never did group for because it's not my fave. But, you know, find the things that you do love, and those can be things that you help people plug into. So basically, just to kind of synopsis that, it's $15 a month and $50 buy or sell. So you're looking at like $65 a month as far as your business. And then how we make money, you basically make money from commission. So 25% off of everything you sell, and team cycle bonuses. So once you have two people under you, you get bonuses. And then we also have like quarterly bonuses and a couple of other ways that you make money as well. So, and we can dive into that with you deeper if you do have any questions about that. But it is been 30 minutes. It's been more like 40 minutes. So I'd love to take questions really quick, and then we can wrap things up. If anybody has any, you can drop them in the chat too if you don't feel like talking.
I'll just say, so can you hear me?
Yeah.
When I became a coach a year ago, I had basically like just lost my job, right? So, but honestly, it was a no-brainer for me because I was like, wait, I get to basically have Beachbody on demand for a year, get a month of product, and start my business for $160. Like, my mind was blown. I was like, wait, seriously? Like, that is awesome. And again, I had like looked at doing all these different things. Like, I thought about, you know, hosting my own kind of like challenge groups, like apart from any company. I thought about doing that. And I even looked into this app that I could host my groups on. It costed $50 a month just for the app. And I was like, okay, no, I'm not doing that. Like, $15 a month, it is absolutely worth it. Like, they take care of everything. And I know like the word fee is kind of scary, but I'm telling you, like, this is an incredible opportunity, and it will pay you back.
I love that. And I think the first few months that Kirby was a coach, she texted me like once a month, like, or probably a couple times a month, like, this app is insane. I can't believe that Beachbody provides this to their coaches. Like, every month, I feel like every few weeks you were like, you know, and I loved that you did that, because it's easy to take things for granted, you know, but then when you hear it from someone else, especially who's been with another company, it's like, oh yeah, you do have amazing tools. So
I think it's because I thought about starting my own app. Again, I looked into a company, they were going to help me. It costed $3,000 for them to create an app for me. And I was like, no, like, what? And so when all of these tools came with it for that price, I was like, my mind was blown, because it really is. It's incredible, like the tools that they provide. We just get to run with it.
Yes. Amen to that. Well, if there's not any questions, we can go ahead and wrap things up. Anything you guys can think of? Kirby, anything else you want to say? Yeah. All right. Well, if you have any questions, just reach out to the coach that invited you to this. And we're seriously an open book. Kirby and I both, like, we don't want to have secrets. We don't like secrets. So we're not trying to get you to come join this scheme that we have going on. So seriously, if you have any questions, let us know, because we'd love to answer. So hope you guys have a good night. Thanks for being on.